Hi, this is Mark Rabin. Welcome to episode 100 of Lean Blog Audio. It's October 8th, 2015, and today's episode is titled, How Kaizen and Continuous Improvement Are Key to Northwestern's Stellar Defense. Now, tomorrow I'll be traveling to my home state of Michigan for the weekend. I'll be attending the game on Saturday as my Northwestern Wildcats play the Michigan Wolverines in Ann Arbor. Now, I'm sure many of you don't care about football, but you might find it interesting, as I did, to learn that Northwestern's defensive coordinator, Mike Hankwitz, is apparently a fan of Kaizen. So there was an article written on the site InsideNU.com that was written by former Northwestern linebacker Nate Williams, and he wrote in part, quote, Hankwitz is a prideful man and coach, maybe the most I've played for in 17 years of football. He's not satisfied, and that should be very encouraging for any fan to read. He preaches the values of Kaizen, the Japanese practice of continual improvement, and will have this defense more and more prepared as it goes against better offenses, end of quote. So I think it's interesting to hear about pride. I tend to think more about humility and lean leadership, but this is football, so I guess pride goes with the territory. I hope they're humble. The team and the defense are coming into Saturday's game. I expect that they're prepared rather than being overconfident somehow. Now, there's one other reference I found to the team in Kaizen from the 2013 Gator Bowl program, where a coach talks about a player. Assistant coach Marty Long says one of the players, Tyler Scott, embraces Kaizen, the Japanese philosophy of constant, continuous improvement, which head coach Pat Fitzgerald introduced at Northwestern several years ago. That may be true, but Scott links his approach a little closer to home to his parents, Betty and Rodney, both of whom played sports in high school. A big family value is to be humble, Scott said. My mom always tells me it's not about you as a person, it's about how the team does. The goal is winning that week. If you played well, it's because your teammates helped you get there, end of quote. So there we have it. Humility. That's not just a Tyler Scott family value, it's a Toyota company value, as I've blogged about before, and you can find links to everything I've mentioned here at leanblog.org/audio100. Now, digging a little further online, I found another article that talks about our head coach and Kaizen. It says in part, quote, college football coaches are now utilizing Kaizen as a way to improve the performance of their players and training regimens. Northwestern head coach Pat Fitzgerald is largely credited with starting the trend back in 2009. He believes the Western philosophy of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, can be largely unproductive compared with the mindset of continuous improvement. In competitive sports, teams need to always improve every facet of their performance, because if they don't, they'll be passed up by their rivals. Northwestern's team, the Wildcats, wanted to be better prepared to compete with Big Ten teams. The Kaizen philosophy of continuous improvement is expected to help the team perfect aspects of the game it already excels at and bolster those that are currently lackluster, end of quote. Now, it's a bit unclear if the Kaizen focus started with Fitzgerald or with Hankwitz. I traded some emails with Nate Williams, the former player who wrote about this, and he said a little bit more. It's certainly been something that started coming around since Hankwitz came in, which was 2008. I'm 100% positive it was Hankwitz that first introduced it to the defense as a whole. I can't speak for if it was Fitz who brought it up to the coaches first, though. Hank harped on it routinely on a daily basis the first couple years he was there. We went from a bottom third defense to the top half pretty quickly under his tutelage. He made sure it was spread around the staff as well. So not only are the players buying into the philosophy, but the coaches as well. The concept was routinely used in our off-season training, but also during the season, during day-to-day and week-to-week practice throughout the season, finding areas to improve on after every game and experience on and off the field, end of quote. And again, that's from Nate Williams, a former linebacker and student and graduate of Northwestern University. Northwestern's defense through the first 5 games of the 2015 season through last weekend is ranked number 1 in the country in scoring defense, giving up an average of only 7 points per game. Michigan is ranked number 2. So if you're the type who does care about football and you think points and yards allowed are somehow waste, then I think you'll enjoy watching Saturday's game on TV. There must be something to this Kaizen business after all. And as we all say, and as Coach Pat Fitzgerald says at the end of any of his interviews, go Cats.